Well, I got another morning starting out great today. Up just a little bit before 6. Everybody in the shelter. It was Bearded Frog, Blackbird, and Root. We all got up about the same time. I was the first out, but then I don't eat breakfast. I usually eat a bar while I'm walking. So as I'm getting my food bag down, Bearded Frog comes out, and so we ended up walking together. And we went through the area flooded by the beaver dams. And just want to check here, make sure I'm still on the trail, and I'll show you why. Oh, I can't. All right, we'll do it this way. See those two sticks across there? I'm thinking, why are there two sticks in the middle of nowhere, right across the trail? Does that mean this is not the trail? And that's not what I'm seeing. So back to my story. So Bearded Frog and I walked and talked. He showed me how to take cool pictures of water. I was telling him I really like to take pictures of water, but I never get pictures I like. He says, well, do this, this, and this on your iPhone. Oh, okay. In fact, I'll put the picture up here so you can see what a great photographer I am. So then I ran into Captain Chaos, a cup of tea, and Frizzle. They had camped together, those three. So we talked for a while, hiked along together. I ended up talking with Frizzle for a long time. She's got her own YouTube channel called Chasing Blazes. I'm a subscriber. I didn't even realize that that's who it was. And I enjoy that channel, so check it out, Chasing Blazes. Then I walked around along with a cup of tea for a while. She actually lives in England. And so we talked about different trails. Talked about the book I wrote about the King's Trail. And I wouldn't be surprised if someday she goes and does it. Because it's real easy for her to get there. She can take a flight over to Kiruna, if nothing else, and then a couple-hour train ride, and she's there. And so we'll just have to see how that goes. I hope it works out well for her. So I'm just going to flip around here. Check this out. It's not always a green tunnel. All right, I got to keep moving here. I'm going to have a shower done and completed in less than 3 hours. What's the speed limit here? Can a car coming up that hill stop fast enough? This, and that's not for safety, it's a suppressed dip. It looks better.
Johnstad Hikes is going to cross the river. Oops. See how you got to be careful? Use your poles.
Easy.
Nice job.
Well, you can hear all the cars in the background. Oh, and a truck of some kind. You might be able to hear some birds. The birds are here too, but the cars are louder. That old bridge there is what I crossed last summer when I aborted my hike of the Pennsylvania and Maryland section. I got to Swatara Gap, and my joints were just hurting too bad. So I went to Duncannon for a couple days, and then leaped forward even further south to Carlisle. This summer, I'm completing those 52 miles. I'm not technically done yet. I need to actually go down to that road. Hopefully I'll make it. If I don't, you'll never see this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But as soon as I go down and hit that road, then I'll have completed the 52 miles. So then I'll have all of Maryland and Pennsylvania done. You know what? I don't have from Delaware Water Gap to the middle of the bridge going into New Jersey. I don't know if I'm going to worry about that. But I'm going to call Pennsylvania and Maryland done. I'm going to go down there. Not quite sure. I've never hitchhiked. I've thought about hitchhiking into Jonestown, which is that way. It's south 2.4 miles. It's only going to take me an hour to walk it. And you can see that traffic too. Do I really want to be walking on that road? I'm going to get down there and check it out. I verified I can get an Uber, so I may just go across that cool bridge, and there's a parking lot on the other side, and maybe just ask for an Uber to come and get me over there. Yeah, having fun. Walked along with cup of tea today, talked a little bit about hiking the King's Trail. She lives in England, and so it'd be a real easy hop for her to just fly over to Kiruna maybe. She can also go into Stockholm like everybody else does. But she can have a lot more direct flights into Karun, a couple hours on a train or a bus, and she'd be on the Kings Trail. And so hopefully she can do that. Talked with Frizzle as well. She's got her own channel, Chasing Blazes. I'm one of her subscribers. I didn't even realize it was her. So we talked a bit. And she interviewed me, so I'm world famous again. Mighty Blue interviewed me, and now Chasing Blazes, I'll be on there. Rob the Nomad mentioned me. So yeah, I'm everywhere on the internet now. Okay, so I don't think I have anything else to share. Is any questions you have? All right, leave them down below if you do. I know you're worried. Did he make it down to the road? Did he get across the road? Did he complete the Pennsylvania section of the Appalachian Trail? Did he get to go across that cool old bridge again? And maybe most importantly, did he get the shower that he so desperately needed? Well, rest assured, don't worry. I made it down to the road. It was 100 yards, maybe 200 yards at most. And as I'm getting ready to put my foot on PA 72, the highway that you saw behind me, Spicy catches up to me. She was able to witnessed me completing the Pennsylvania section of the Appalachian Trail. She saw me put my foot on the road, and that was the completion. We crossed the road together. Neither of us got hit. Crossed a cool old bridge, and she disappeared into the future. I thought I'd never see her again. Going a lot faster than I was. Spicy had plans to go down to trail days in Damascus and needed to build up some miles in advance, so when she left the trail and came back, she would stay in sync with her trail family. I don't know if that worked for her, but that was her plan. So I got across the bridge and decided I did not want I did not want to walk on that narrow road with all that traffic for 2.4 miles, only an hour. I don't want to do it. So I called an Uber. I had to wait about 15 minutes, not a problem. While I was waiting, a guy on an electric bike, an old guy, almost 70, I think, he came up and he and I started talking. I heard his whole life story. He and his wife sold their home and bought an RV, and they're traveling around the country living in the RV. They've got 3 or 4 kids scattered literally to the 4 corners of the earth. Well, 4 corners of this country. And so they travel. They live with one kid for a while and then travel and park outside the other kid's home for a while. And they're just having a good life. So the Uber guy showed up, and the one thing, if you're at Swatara Gap and you want to get an Uber ride, the Uber drivers know how to get to the Appalachian Trail where it crosses that busy Highway 72, the Pennsylvania 72. If you can, get them to go a mile or so towards Jonestown, which is going to be east of the trail, and take a new bridge. Now that bridge isn't new to me, but apparently it's new to them. In the area, it's new. Get them to take that bridge and they hang a left after they get off over the bridge, and it brings you right up to a perfectly safe, big, huge parking lot. It's a lot better than trying to load in all of your gear and all the people into a car on a road where there really isn't a shoulder. There's kind of a shoulder. You can get most of the car off of the road, but see if you can get them to come pick you up in that parking lot. That's where I was. That's where I stood talking with Dave for so long. My Uber driver didn't know about that, so I had to cross the bridge again, that old cool bridge, and we did the loading up on the shoulder of the road, and nobody got hurt. That's fine. 2.4 miles is not real far. It is if you're walking it, but if you're driving it isn't. So I did talk with the driver for a while, and he suggested dinner at this restaurant in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, just up the road. It's less than 10 miles from Jonestown. And I did go there for dinner. It was nothing to talk about. I don't remember the name of it. I don't remember where it was. When I got there, though, you had to have an app to pay for parking, or you could park a few blocks away. So I did that. It was, what's a few extra blocks, right, after 52 miles. And these were on sidewalks, easy to do. So that's what I did, and I walked up there. The food wasn't that great. Service was nice. The patrons were real friendly. Somehow, and I'm not sure, they figured out that I was hiking the AT. And maybe I was not a local, so therefore I'm hiking the AT. That could be what's going on. So anyway, using Uber to get to and from Swatara Gap was no problem. There was cell service there. I did decide to do some trail magic at the 501 shelter. Now that's the last shelter I stayed at coming southbound before I had to bail at Swatara Gap. And so it's not that far away. I found a grocery store and bought all kinds of stupid fat and sugar laden foods and Danish and sweet rolls and all kinds of stuff that you really shouldn't eat unless you're hiking long distances every day. I also bought a case of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Blackbird mentioned a few days ago that she liked Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. So I thought, well, I'll drop that off there and she can have a little trail magic. So while I was sitting at the 501, and there's a little parking area there if you want to go straight to the 501, and it's 0.1, 0.2 off of the trail. It's not real far. It's definitely worth the little hike in to check it out. Talking about the 501, a four-sided building, I don't know, you probably can sleep 20 or more people, a lot of people on the floor maybe, but it's fully roofed, there's doors, and just less than 100 yards away there's a caretaker house where you can get water and you can also get electricity. Now the water sometimes they shut off to discourage homeless people from hanging out in the area, and so you do want to verify the status of the water, but the electricity is there and you can charge everything up overnight. So while I was there, just hanging out, talking to people coming through, Beggins was there, and she's traveling, hiking with her dad. They're both from Utah, and he's not the grumpy goblin. Just think about it. When I was growing up as a kid, girls weren't, allowed to go camping or backpacking, and now half the people out there are women. It's just fantastic how far we've come in less than a century, and we've got a long way to go. But I'm encouraged by the progress we've made. So talked to them for a while, and a guy named Crash showed up, a guy named Rerun showed up, and he's doing long section hikes every year, as long as he can, and he's got a plan. He's got a plan for when he's going to finish. And he had a story about everything, and talk, and just like me. As a treat, Spicy caught up, so I was able to go get a shower and have dinner and drive up to the 501, and then she made it to the 501. And also Cup of Tea came by, and so that was kind of fun catching up with them again. So don't worry, I did make it, and I am safe. Now, if you don't hear about my Alaska backpacking trip, that means I could have been eaten by a bear. That should probably drop sometime September, September or maybe October. It just depends on how many videos I end up getting out of the Alaska trip. So here's the bridge. Sorry for the truck noise. I have no idea what these people are doing, but I thought, you might know what they're doing. They look like they're having fun, a lot of giggling and laughing. This is that cool old bridge that I crossed last summer and I rambled on about so much. I'm just so awestruck by the engineering that went behind these things. To figure out the right materials, the thickness, the strength, the structure. So very impressive and beautiful. This one apparently was moved here from someplace else. I didn't realize that.
I'll edit that out. Here I am with John's dad, and that's his hiking name, so it's John's dad. And John's dad has his own YouTube channel also, and it's called
John's Dad Hikes.
John's Dad Hikes. So what exactly do you do on your channel?
Well, I do a couple things. How-to stuff, basic stuff. How to filter water, how to set up your tent, how to throw a bear bag, those kinds of things.
Ooh.
And then I like to take a big bite out of backpacking food. How's that for a stupid line?
That's
But
awesome.
I dehydrate everything. Fruit leather with rhubarb and cranberries and.
You do it all yourself?
The coconut, yeah, the coconut treat you got.
Yeah.
That was kind of my own invention.
Delicious.
It was really good.
It was very good, yeah.
And then I do section hiking, not a through hiker.
Okay.
And just trip reports.
So he also hiked a very cool trail in Sweden called the King's Trail. And he wrote a book on that. You can get it on Amazon. It's called
John's Dad Hikes Kungsleden, and Kungsleden is the King's Trail in Swedish.
Can you spell that?
Yes.
I can't.
K-U-N-G,
right.
which is king, Kung, L-E-D, Lade, which is trail, Kungsleden, and then E-N means the. So Kungsleden and Kungsleden.
See, you're always learning something out here. I know I am anyway, but his channel is really, I haven't checked it out yet. I will obviously do so, but it sounds like it's really beneficial if you are trying to learn things and how to do things out here. It sounds like that's really helpful.
I'm hoping that it would be a good thing for scouts to watch, that they could learn for backpacking. So it's aimed at beginners totally.
Which is wonderful. So you can let your kids or your grandkids watch it. Unlike my channel, he won't be dropping F-bombs or anything like that. It's kid friendly. So check out his YouTube channel and check out his book. You can get it on Amazon. You can also get the Kindle version, which is really easy. So maybe grab the Kindle version for yourself or buy the book. Anything else you want to throw out there?
Good.
All right.
I'm good.
Take care.